We've got an update on the whole bunny GIF Lena Lazar situation. Late last night, a number of statements were made by people. I believe the first one being this one from Sam Thorne, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. He says, regarding Lena and Bunny. The main area to note is this quote that he posts regarding Lena, where she wrote in her document from yesterday, I was so scared of making new friends and interacting with anyone who had contact with Bahroo or Bunny. It turns out my insecurities were correct. He had reached out to a close friend of mine, claiming I was as bad as Arcadum, claiming I was a pathological liar, saying I DM everyone I collab or interact with. This was something Bunny did, so this is a clear projection situation. To which Sam says, that friend was me. He talks about how he didn't come forward with receipts to help Lena in her statement, to help her with evidence with her statement, essentially because he did not want to get involved. And it seems he has regretted that, and he's got a change of heart, because in this document, he goes on to explain that, essentially, and he does post the evidence. We got a screenshot provided by him with Bahroo DMing him. Bahroo says, sup, question, have you interacted with a person named Lena Lazar? He says, yes, played a bunch of games with them. Bahroo says, did they try and talk to you after? He says, in what way? Bahroo says, she is a pathological liar and has been ruining my friend's life. She literally DMs every person she collab with. So I'm asking as a friend, did she ever try and talk to you about Bunny GIF? And he says, no, she's never talked about anyone. She honestly seems nice. You sure? He says, yes, this is some next level main character syndrome that rivals that of Arcadum. And I saw you collabs with her and I just had to check. I apologize for any inconvenience. Now keep in mind, in Lena's statement, she mentioned how this whole bunny harassment stuff has been going on for years. And this DM even is from just the other month, January 24th and January 25th of 2022. I also like to point out the irony of Bahroo here claiming that Lena is a pathological liar who has been ruining her friend's life, when not only is Bahroo apparently here DMing someone with lies, but from the receipts provided by Lena, it looks like that's essentially what Bunny was also doing to her. And so at 11:40 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, just under 2 hours later, Bahroo issues a statement titled, regarding Lena, Strippin, and my community. He apologizes to Lena, saying that he doesn't know her, and he just took the gossip about her, so to speak, at face value without looking into it. Apologized for using certain language to her as a woman, and also apologizes for comparing her to Arcadum. He also apologizes to Jenna and Susu for some of his behavior, including randomly blocking them. Also apologizes to Sam for getting him involved and for the DMs that he had with him regarding Lena, in which he accused Lena of the things that we already went over. Personally, I find that stuff rather disturbing. Bahroo is going to willingly go out of his way to DM someone because they collabed with someone else who he doesn't personally know and only heard some gossip about that he hasn't actually verified, to try to ruin that relationship and potentially even damage her business, in this case, her streaming, her reputation. Calling all of that very petty would be an understatement, in my opinion. He also apologizes to his community for the things that he has done, especially to Lena, and how some of his pandas, is that what he calls his community? I have no idea. I'm going to presume that's what he calls his community. He says how some of his actions led to some of his pandas acting in poor ways to Lena. Bahroo also says that he's willing to give a refund to anyone who supported him during his subathon and would want a refund. And finally, he talks about how he's going to continue streaming like usual because it's his routine in life or something, but that he will try to be a nicer person moving forward. Now, we've also got Disguised Toast here in the comments responding to Bahroo saying, this you, in response to a picture where the streamer bans account on Twitter, talked about Disguised Toast getting banned. And Bahroo says about that, stop giving multi-million contracts to these people. It's embarrassing to your entire company. So the takeaway there, it looks like, is that Bahroo has somewhat of a history, you could say, of trying to impede other creators' businesses. And this whole thing is really odd to me. I'm not familiar with Bahroo, had no idea who the dude was before this video. Don't take that as a jab at Bahroo, it's just a fact. I didn't know who he was. And I'm sure he doesn't know who I am. The dude, from what I've seen, is massively successful, but I took a look at his stream. Here's the point. He's got like almost 10K viewers on Twitch. Dude's doing extremely well. I don't understand why someone like that would act so toxic towards other people. And It's not like this is exclusive to Bahroo. You see a lot of people who do extremely well in this line of work that will just go behind other people and stab them in the back, or try to ruin the business, ruin the reputation of other people in the same line of work. I really don't get it. Now, don't take what I'm about to say, again, as me trying to put myself above anyone. I just got to speak on this because it's crazy to me, man. I used to work as a busboy, and at one point in my martial arts, I got swept and I did not fall properly, causing myself to get a torn scapula. I still had to make the money, still had to do the job, didn't want to lose my job. I ended up busting tables for a couple of months with one arm. There's not a single day that goes by where I'm not grateful for the position I'm in right now to be able to have this job. No offense to any busboys out there, but I never want to go back to having to bust tables. No thanks. Point is, it's crazy to me when I see people like Bahroo who are highly successful in their line of work. But that's not enough, apparently. Got to go and try gossip about other people. Got to try to ruin other people's business in your line of work too. What could he possibly be thinking where that's appropriate? I just don't understand. And anyone who's done similar things as well. High-profile content creators, so to speak, going out of their way to try and ruin other content creators' lives. Stuff is so freaking bizarre to me. All right, that covers Sam Thorn. That covers Bahroo. And now, let's take a look at the statement issued by BunnyGif. Couple hours after Bahroo, 1:19 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, March 19th. BunnyGif says that she's sorry. And she says, Bunny here officially, myself. Is the implication that, as people speculated, as Meowry pointed out the other day, that her statement, her apology, was actually written by some PR team or something? Oh my goodness. Now after that, she goes on to talk about how she prepared a hasty statement as her primary response to everything, which kind of confuses me a little bit. So was it the PR team or not? Given the evidence posted by people, including Meowry, and how she started saying officially myself, I'm just going to assume that, yeah, the PR team really did make that other statement. Anyways, she goes on to apologize to Lena again for the private messages and how she went on with business as if she did no wrong and for taking away opportunities others had to have a fresh impression of her. I don't see any mention of the company itself, though. iHas Toys and the damage that iHas Toys may have incurred because of Bunny's actions. I'm not going to make that claim, but some people might get that impression from Lena's statement. Doesn't seem to be anything said about that. Moving on, she also apologizes to Jenna, I believe that's Meowry, for her actions towards her, including like unfriending her, I believe it is. On Discord when Meowry had reached out to Bunny trying to reconcile things with her, and her response was apparently unfriending her. So she apologizes for that sort of stuff. And she also apologizes to all the women that came forward and shared their truths, her words, their truths. Now, I've seen people give criticism of that sort of semantics before, saying their truths. Is it really their truths, or is it the truth? Some people might point that out. Just saying. She also apologizes to the readers of her statements as well as the viewers of streams and things like that. She says she does not expect forgiveness, and she has no impression that a fix would be so easy, I guess, to start making statements like this and apologizing. She only hopes that she has now done the right thing and is in the starting of a process to improve, to become the person that people want her to be and that they deserve, is essentially what she says there at the end. She also says after this, she's opening her DMs toward everyone who had tried to reach out to her for closure to help resolve the pain that she has caused them. She also says outside of that she promises with all her heart that she will strive to become a better person every day. I gotta say, the trying to become a better person thing and all that, it sounds nice, right? But if someone 24 hours or so before saying stuff like that came out with a different statement that they apparently had a PR team make, I gotta question the sincerity. Especially the sincerity when they're getting a lot of backlash because people keep coming forward with receipts of things that they did. And that also includes other people involved with the situation that only made apologies and stuff after they got a lot of backlash and people posted receipts. Just can't help but get that itching feeling, so to speak, that makes me wonder about all that. But ultimately, I hope it's sincere. I don't understand why these people gotta stab each other in the back and gotta gossip bad about each other and stuff like that. It's like I said before in the middle of the video or so, it's just bizarre to me. Y'all can do well without treating each other poorly. So hopefully that's how it is moving forward. I got nothing more to say on this. If you'd like more details, please check out their associated social media profiles where you can find their statements Read it for yourself for more specifics, more depth, and all that. As always, thank you for your time. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you there. And also, I got one more segment coming up on the way.